It's Rodney Ristonen for another installment of Rodney's Life Lessons. I'm going to do a redo on my near-death experience. I didn't like the way the other video turned out, so here goes. So I'm 56 years old, and at the age of 19, I was involved in a very serious motorcycle accident. I was driving too fast and going around a corner, and a passenger got scared and shifted. For those that don't know, a passenger can steer the motorcycle. Like if you have your motorcycle driver and a passenger right behind and the driver stays still, the passenger just by leaning can actually steer you through pylons. It's really, really true. That's why if you've ever been on a motorcycle, the driver says, just do what I do, lean with me. So the passenger got scared and shifted. So we're coming around a corner and shift, and all of a sudden it upsets the bike, and we hit the end of a bridge embankment going at high speeds, and we flew onto the bridge. Good thing too, because we could have flown into the very deep, fast flowing river, and that would have been it for sure. So we flew onto the bridge, and then some cars came by and they almost drove over us. They thought we were bags of garbage, and they rushed to town and got the paramedics, EMS, and they came and started working on us. I remember hearing the girls screaming, and they're working on me, and I said, I'm dying. You can literally feel your life slipping away, and I did. And there was that whole zooming away from the body. I went zooming up. And then I call it the shiny blackness. It was initially a very terrifying experience because we disconnect from all of our human senses. We become the soul, the spirit, right? The spirit leaves the body. And you're still that spirit. You're still that thinking. It's like, when you dream, that's kind of what it feels like. It's like in your dream, you can be anything. You can be anything, right? But you have that, this is Rodney. This is that essence that always has been and always will be. So you still have that when you cross over, when you die. So initially it was very, very terrifying. And then I broke through. And then I was standing with God/Creator, and it was the most powerful feeling of divine love that I've ever experienced in my entire life. I really do understand why people don't want to come back. You have life and all of its issues and difficulties and struggles and worries and emotional up and downs. And then you have this divine, pure, universal, cosmic love. It is it is just absolutely. So on a bit of a side note, anybody that's had a loved one cross over, they are in a beautiful place. It's the people that are left behind that hurt, right? The person that's actually crossed over, both of my parents have transitioned, and I've actually become a death doula. I help people on those final days when they transition because I have been there. So when you die, when you transition, when you cross over, when you walk that rainbow bridge, it is a beautiful experience. I'm just going to say it outright too. There's no heaven. There's no hell. This is the Bible's attempt to control us through fear. There is none of that. The Bible was canonized in the 16th century. 15 books were removed called the Apocrypha, and in those books they talk about reincarnation. So we keep evolving. We keep reincarnating. Our soul, we're here to learn things. We're here to evolve our soul. So I'm just going to put it out there. Do not fear hell. And heaven, I would say that is the feeling that when you're standing with Creator, that divine. And you have to realize that people sin. Like, oh, you're going to go to hell. It's like, no, your soul is not going to evolve. You're going to have to do this life over, right? You've not learned what you came here to learn. So stop worrying about, heaven and hell. It's like John Lennon says, we simply change vehicles. Our very essence, our soul, our spark continues. Okay, so I broke through and I'm standing with Creator on my right side, holding my missing right arm. We were standing on the edge of this very big precipice cliff thing, and in front of us was this massive translucent tube, right? Is just, miles in diameter in every direction, going off in each direction. And inside of this, you could see these little sparks shooting back and forth. It was just filled with them, right? And I was told this is called the collective. It's like when you go to sleep with an impossible question and you wake up with the answer. How is that? It's because you've entered the collective, the Alpha and the Omega, from time beginning to time end. So I was shown these things. I was told a few things. More or less agreed to come back with a mission, and I believe I'm fulfilling that mission now. And so I came back, and I wake up, and there's a sheet over my head. I'm in the back of the ambulance, like I had literally died. And so I tried reaching with my right hand, which no longer worked and never did again. And then I reached up with my left and I pulled the sheet down off my face and I yelled, "Hey, what about me?" And the paramedics came over, the EMS came over, and they started working on me. And then they rushed us down to Major City. I spent 6 months in the hospital there. It's very difficult. A young man, 19 years old, you lose your arm, right? This is a very serious, life-changing event. So I want to let everybody know that my near-death experience, I was not a religious person either. By the way, I really wasn't. I was a party guy. I was, doing cocaine and drinking and drugging and on my motorcycle. I was not a religious person. I was not judged. I did not go to hell. There was no fire and damnation. Again, this is the Bible trying to control us with fear. So I hope this little bit of my story helps some of you people. Helps, maybe you've had someone you love transition recently. Just know they're in a beautiful place. And they will be coming back, and they may reach out to you as a child. And you may say, that's the soul, that's the energy of Grandpa, right? How does that child know how to do those things? It's like when you have a young child and they know how to play classical piano. It's like, how did that happen? It's because the previous life, right? The previous life. It continues, my friends. It continues. We are a soul, and we're here to evolve. So try make the right decisions in this life so you don't have to do a redo, right? It's up to you. We have freedom of will. We can do the right things or we can do the bad things or the wrong things. If we do the wrong things, we're going to have to do a redo of this life. If we do the right things, we'll evolve slightly. Our eyes will be open more and we'll learn more and our soul will evolve more. Hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Love you. Take care. Bye.